So we stopped at expected return on two asset portfolio. That's where we stopped at the last class. So we are solving a question where the question read as you have 1 million to invest in stock A and B. The following information is given. So they gave us the current price of the stock, both A and B. They gave us the expected value in 1 year's time and the expected dividends. They said A, which we have calculated earlier. They said you are expected to invest 750 on stock A and 250 on stock B. Calculate the expected return on your portfolio, which we have done. B says, now assume you desire an expected return of 28% on your portfolio. How will you invest your 1 million? We have done that. So let's go to the C aspect now. The question C says, alternatively, assume you desire a return of 36%. How will you invest in each of the stock? How much do you have? You have 1 million to invest. And your expected return, the expected return that you are expecting from the two asset portfolio is 36%. So they have helped you to calculate the expected return for the two asset portfolio now. They have helped you to calculate that. So what you are asked to calculate from this question is the what? Is the weight or the percentage of investment the percentage of funds to invest in stock A and the percentage or the proportion of funds to invest in stock B. That's what we don't know. So let's go to the formula now. You remember the formula? Are we together now? Do we remember the formula? So what's the formula for two asset portfolios? Return on two asset portfolio is what? We have the return on A times what? Times X plus what? Plus return, the expected return of B, bracket 1 minus what? 1 minus what? X. Are we together now? Because it's two asset portfolio. So if you know the percentage or the proportion of funds to invest in investment A, you will know that of B. Are we together? Because if you invest 60%, it means for you to get the amount, that means it's the remainder of 60% that is invested in the other stock because it's two assets. That will be 40%. Now look at it now. So in this question, they have given us the expected return on the portfolio to be how much? To be the percentage, 36%. Now, what is the expected return on stock A? You know we have calculated it earlier. You remember? We have calculated it earlier. So for those that we have calculated it, don't let us even stress ourselves. So this is how to calculate the expected return on individual stock. Remember, the value at the end of the period minus the value of this investment at the beginning of the period divided by what? The value of the investment at the beginning of the period plus what? Dividends times 100. This is it. Plus dividends divided by value at the beginning times 100. We have done that. Are we together? We have done this. So please. Now let's look at it now. So let's move. What's the expected return? What's the expected return on stock A? We have calculated it to be 20%. So 20%. Times what? We don't know the expected, the proportion to invest in A. So A will be what? X. Plus the expected return on investment B. So we have calculated it in our earlier class to be what? 30%. Now, do we know the proportion of investment in B? We don't know it. So because we don't know it, we know that if we have invested in A, the remaining will be in what? In B. That's why we have 1 minus X. Are we together? We now collect like terms. So 20x, 30 minus 30 times 1 will give us what? Plus 30. Plus 30 times what? Minus times minus x will give us minus 30x. So, how do we get? So we didn't conclude this question. That's why I'm starting from it. So we have done that earlier. We have solved A, B, and C, man. I've uploaded it on the group. Man, please, don't worry, you'll get it later. Please. I've done that. I've took time to do that on the group. We are here for this purpose. You are very good in teaching us, but when you are teaching us, we don't know where you take the question from. Where is the purpose? Where are we here? Mr. Eniola. Much in the class, so it's meant to have. I understand. So now let's find the like times now. We have 36 here, we have 30 here. So 36, this will come to minus what? 30 equals to 20x minus 30x. So 36 minus 30 will give us what? 6, right? 20x minus 30x will give us what? Minus 10x. So divide both sides by what? By minus 10. So x is equals to what? Minus what? Minus x is equals to minus 6. Minus 0.6. So minus 0.6 is saying that what? X is equals to minus 60%. What are they saying? What that person is saying now is that don't even invest in what? In investment A. Look at it now. Now let's know how much are we going to invest in stock B. Let's know how much we are going to invest in stock B. You remember how to get that? So how much to invest now in B? How much to invest in stock B now? Will now be what? Look at it now. So it will now be equals to what? 1 minus what? Minus x. Now, 1 minus what's x? Don't forget that x is the percentage of funds to invest in stock A. So we are getting that to invest in stock B, which is minus what? Is 0.6. So this minus times minus will give us what? Plus. So we have 1 plus is 0.6. So how much are we going to invest now? 1 plus 0.6 will give us what? Will give us 1.6. Are we together now? They are saying that for you to get 36% now, that means what's the percentage of 1.6? The percentage is 160%. Now, what are they saying that now? They are saying that you should go and borrow money because how much are you to invest? 1 million. But they are saying that for you to get the desired the expected return on the portfolio, you will need to go and borrow fund with the 1 million in order to have this 36%. Are we together now? Now, any question on that? Any question? Once you go to expected, what's it called? Expected return on portfolio. We are still on expected return on portfolio, but I want to match the two materials together. Now, there's a question in page 218 of FM study pack. So I want us to look at that question. It is not actually true. I've sent it to the group. I've sent the question to the group. I've sent it to you. You are on the group now, man. So I've sent it to the group. I said page 288. So I've sent the question on the group. So let me read the question now. It said, let me read the question. Illustration 4. It said ABC PSC has 3 investments in its portfolio. A, B, and C with 15%, 25%, and 30% return respectively. So they have calculated the returns for us on each of the investments. He said the board has decided that 20% of the total investment should be on agricultural company, of which company B falls under. So they should invest 20% in what? In company B. They now say require advise the company on how the portfolio should be constructed so as to get a total return of 20% from the portfolio. What have they done now? They have calculated the return on the portfolio for us. But in this question, it's not 2 asset portfolio. What is it now? It's 3 asset what? Portfolio. When I saw it, I said, let me solve it for FM people because it's in their material. But in SFM, it was clearly stated in your material that they won't ask you more than 2 asset portfolio in your exam. It was stated in your material. I wish I will look at it last week. But when I saw this in FM, I said, because it's a joint class, let's look at this together. So it's the same principle that we have used here. So this is how the formula will now look like now. Are we together? We have the return on A, weight of what? Of A times weight of A plus, you can close bracket, plus return on B times what? The weight of B. Ogbeni, please mute your mic. Sorry, I didn't put plus it. Plus return on C times the weight of C. That's how it will be. But we know the return of A and return of B. The return of B and the weight of B. What's the weight of B? It said 20% should be invested. But we don't know that of A and C. Are we together now? Do you know that when you had both of the proportion of the investment to be invested in all the 3 investments, it should be equal to what? To 1. That's 100%. It should be equal to what? To 1. Now, that means we are saying that the weight of A plus the weight of B plus the weight of C is equal to what? 1. Are we together? Is equal to, it will give you the total what? The total amount that you want to invest. The total investment. Now look at it now. We know the weight of B. So the weight of A and the weight of B is what? 20%. That will be, because we are using 1, it should be 0. What? 2. Plus what? The return of C, which is equal to 1. Are we together? Now, the weight of A plus the weight of C is equal to 1 minus 0.2. Are we together now? That means the weight of A plus the weight of C is equal to 0.8. That means whatever you want to invest after taking that of B, because we already know that of B to be what? 20%. That means the remaining percentage of the money you want to invest will be invested in both what? A and C. But how much will it remain? That will be 80%. And that's why we have 0.80 left for both A and C. So when you add the return of A and B and C together, you get what? 80%. Plus that of 20%, you will have what? You will have 1. Are we together? Are we together? Yes. Now, that means for us to get the weight of A, the weight of A will give us 0.8 minus what? The weight of C. Have you seen what you have done? That means to get the weight of A, that means whatever will be the percentage of investment to invest in A, it will be 80% minus that of C. Now, we have been able to get what? This weight of A now. Are we together? Are we together? Now, let's now look at it now. Now, let's now go to this question now. Now, let's now go to this formula rather. What's the return on the past? Sir?
Is the weight of A is equal to 80% minus whatever the weight of C is.
Yes.
Now the question is 80% of what?
80% of. Look at the question. Are we together now? We are not giving amount to invest. They give us. We are not giving.
No, we are not giving.
Yes, but we are giving the return. We are giving the return on each of the investments. We are giving. But what we want to determine now is how to invest in A and B and C. The percentage of the funds to invest in A and B and C to have what's the desire? 20%, right? Of the expected return on the portfolio. So based on this formula, they have given us the expected return. So what are we getting now? We are looking for. So what we are looking now is the expected the weight of C and the weight of A. By the time we get it, if you multiply this together, you will get that 20%. If you multiply all the variables that is available here, you will get the expected return on the portfolio. I think I've answered your question.
It's fine. The point is not clear on this side, though. Please.
What is not clear?
The point is not clear.
I'm getting the question. I've not got the question.
Is it clear now?
I don't understand how you are getting all this.
It's black.
The question is on the platform. It's on the platform. Which of them is the
So after doing this now, are we together now? After doing this now, let's collect like terms now. Let's collect like terms. So we have 20 minus 12 minus 5 equals to what? Minus 15 WC plus what? 30 WC. So 20 minus 12 minus 7 will give us what? I think 3. Why? Minus 15 WC and plus 13 will give us what? It give us 15 WC. So what's WC now? WC will be 3 divided by what? 15. What do you have? What do you have?
20%. 20 to
0.
2.
So you have 0.2. Now that's 0.2, right? Now let's look at it now. That 0.2 is what? That's 20%. You convert it to percentage. So let's now get that of what is it called? A. Now that of A will be will now go back to what? To this formula, which is WA equals to 0.80 minus WC. So WA is equals to 0.8 minus what? What's WC? 20. That's 0.2. So WA is equals to what? 0.6, which is equals to 60%. Look at it now. So now we should invest to get the expected return on the portfolio of how much? Of 20 now. To have the expected return on the portfolio, which is 20, do we need to invest? You invest 60% in A. You will invest 20% in B, and you invest 20% in C. So when you add it together, you have what? 100%, and that's what? 1. So if you make this decimal point, you have what? 1. So if you multiply this down by all these variables, without, like, you want to get the expected return on the portfolio, you will get this 20 directly. Are we together? Now let's go to this question. The question is in page 287, because we may not be given a question like this. 287. So let me read the question. I sent it to the group. 287. What are the group? Yeah, it's on FM, Financial Management Study Park. So I've sent it to the group. So let me read this question out so that you know which of the questions that I've sent on the group.
Please, let's finish with one before going to another one.
I'm through with this now.
So hold on, please.
Okay. Because the B aspect is the same way we solved this. That's why you are going to do the B aspect. That's why I didn't solve the B aspect. Is it okay like this? Okay.
Hello, sir.
I'm with you, ma'am.
So I'm from the please put the mic.
Now, for us to get the value of the investment, it will be 15. Are we together now? 15,000 times 20. What will you have? You know, it's not like the other one now. What do you call it? Is it 40? 15,000 times 20. 300,000. 10,000 times 30. That will give us 300,000 also. 40,000 times 10. That will give us 400,000. So how much have they invested now? The value of their investment is what? 1 million. Because if you look at it, that's 300 plus 300, that's 600 plus. So for you to get the weight now, it's very simple now. Can we see now? We can get the weight. If the total value of the investment is 1 million, For you to get the amount that they have invested, the weight of investment in total now, it will be 300 over 1 million times 100. That will give us what? 0 point what? 3. You know, the weight, we want to use the decimal point. That's 30%. And 30% is what? 0 point what? 3 in decimal. So the same thing is applicable to GT. 0 point what? 3. And for MTN, it will be what? That will be 400 over what? Over 1 million. And that will give us what? 0.4. Now we can now go to our formula now. Now what's our formula? That is, what are we getting? We are looking for the expected return from the portfolio. You know, in the question that we have been solving earlier, they will give you expected return and they will ask you how are you going to get that expected return? How are you going to share that money in each of the investments for you to have the expected return from the portfolio? But this now is different. Now, we have the return on the portfolio will now be equals to. So let's from your notes, you can say total should be what? Investment A. GTB should be what? Investment B. And MTN should be investment C. And if you like, if you want to write, you can write the name there. Depending on, this is not a strategic business reporting. That's where you can be penalized. The way you understand it, just pick the way you understand it. If it is by putting XA that you want, you can put it there. They will give you your mark. Once you shall give the meaning of what you have put there. So the expected return on the portfolio now. So what is the return on investment A that has been given in the question? You know, you have given all the expected return on each of the investment. Is how much? That's 8%. 8% times what? Times the weight in A. And we say the A should be what? Should be total, while B should be, and C should be MTN. What's A now? Which is DT. What's the percentage of investment in A? That's what? 0.3 plus the expected return on B, which is GT, is what? In the question they have given us to be 10% times the weight of that's 0.3 plus the expected return on MTN, which is C, is what? 12 times the weight is 0.4. So the expected return on the portfolio 8 times 0.3. 8 times 0.3. What do you have?
2.4.
2.4.
2.4.
2.4 plus 10 times 0.3. That would be 3. Plus 12 times 0.4. What? 4.8. So what's the expected return on his portfolio? 10.2%. Can you see? That means if they invest it like this, they invest 30% in total, 30% in GT, and 40% in MTN. They are going to have what? 10.2 as the expected return on the 3 investments now. Are we together? Now let's now move forward now. No, what we have been calculating since is the expected return on portfolio. Expected return on portfolio. Now, you know, we have not looked at, you know, when I tell you that when it comes to investment, there are 2 factors you consider in investment: the return and the risk. So what we have been looking at now from the calculation we have been doing is the expected return from the portfolio. You know, in our previous class, we did only one investment when we calculate the expected return and the risk. Now, how do you calculate the risk? How do you calculate the risk on portfolio? Now, let's move now. We want to look at the risk on portfolio. And when we are looking at risk, how do you measure our risk? We use what? Standard what? Deviation. That standard deviation is what you use to what? To measure risk. So when we are saying risk of portfolio, it means we are saying the standard deviation of portfolio now. Now we'll be looking at the standard deviation of two assets what? Portfolio. The standard deviation of what? Two asset portfolio. So let's look at the formula now for that. So let's look at the standard deviation So the asset can either be what? Shares. Are we together now? Yeah. Two asset was portfolio. So this is formula. So this sign means what? Means for standard deviation. It means the standard deviation of investment A raised to power 2 times D what? X means the proportion of what? Of or the weight of funds in investment A plus the standard deviation of investment B. Are we together now? Now, minus 1x. You know this minus 1x is when the weight of B is not given. You know, if the weight of B is not given, if you know the weight of A, you will know the weight of B because it's two assets. So if you invest 75% in A, you know that the remaining balance will be invested in what? In B. So which will be what? 25%. So 1 minus the weight of funds to be invested in A. This one is raised to power 2. Raised to power 2 plus 2 times the weight of investment A times 1 minus the weight of investment F. 1 minus X means 1 minus X is what? Is the weight of investment in investment B times the correlation coefficient of A and the standard deviation of A times the standard deviation of B. Okay, I've seen. Just hold on. I've seen my. Now the question says, a portfolio consists of 70% of investment A. Which page did I call it? I said page 220 of S Strategic Financial Management Study Pack. Please, and I'll send it to the group. So let's look at it now. Please, there should not be question on that, please. Because we have how many minutes? Just 45 minutes to go. So let's look at this now. It said a portfolio consists of 70% of investment A and 30% of investment B. What are they? They have given us the weight. They have given us that if this portfolio that we have, 70% is invested in A and 30% is invested in what? In B. Now, what I was saying about this formula the other time, that the reason why you have minus X here, and I told you that X means the weight of funds in investment A. Let's now imagine in this question that you are given the weight of investment in A only. He said, okay, let's say 70% based on the question is invest in what? Investment A. And it is two, this formula is for what? Is for two asset portfolio. You know that the balance will be invested in what? In B. What is the balance?
30%.
30%. That's why you have this. Are we together? He said the expected return on investment A. That means, you know, they gave us that, okay, if you are to invest in investment A, whatever you invest, you get what? 7% in return. That's what they are telling you. So it now depends on how much you have invested. So, sir,
Can you share the questions?
I think I've sent it, sir. I've sent it. Sorry, I want to ask a question. Let's just confirm. I want to ask a question. Now, let's now go. They said the expected return on investment A. Whatever you invest in A, you will get your 7% from it. They said the expected return on investment B is what? 9%. They said the standard deviation of return of investment A. What is that? That means the risk in investment A, they have given us to be 2.19%. And the standard deviation of return on investment B is 4.1%. Now, look at this now. They said the correlation coefficient of the return of investment A and B is what? +1. You know, when you have +1 as correlation coefficient, what does it refers to as? What does it refers to as? When you have +1, you know, correlation coefficients will always range from what? From +1 to where? To -1. It can't be more than that. It can't go beyond that. That means when you have +1, you can have 0.9 minus 0.9, but it can't be more than this. But when you have correlation coefficient to be +1, that is perfectly what? Positively correlated. I've done that in the last class. That is perfectly what? Perfect positive correlated. That means they are moving in the same direction, or they are moving together. That means if the price of one should goes up, the price of the other of the investment B will also what? Go up. Are we together? But if it is -1, that means that is perfect negative correlated. That means if the price of one is going up, the price of the other one will be going down. This is what we mean by that. Let's say this now, this one will go down. As this one is going down, this one will do what? Go up. Are we together now? Now, and for you, you know, I was explaining that we have systematic and non-systematic risk. That non-systematic risk can be eliminated if the portfolio is well what? Diversified. So through diversification, you can remove what? You can eliminate or reduce what? Unsystematic risks. But systematic risk is peculiar to what? To the market. It cannot be what? Removed through what? Diversification. Are we together? But don't let us go. We are still going to move into that later. Now, look at it now. They now say we should calculate the expected return on the portfolio. So let's calculate the expected return on the portfolio. So the expected return, the expected return from the portfolio now. What's the formula? We know it. So now it is, you remember RA X plus what? Plus R what? B minus X. So, but if you like, you can make this to be what? XA, and you can write what? XB. If you already know what? The proportion to invest in what? In B. So that's why I'm saying that don't, and they gave us the proportion. Even if they don't give you the proportion, just go that BA is equal to minus 1 is equal to 1 minus what? 0 point what? 7. That will give you what? 0.3, which is what? 30%. That's what I was just explaining. Just put it the way you understand. This is not corporate reporting. So now I understand that some people just join this class for the first time. I understand. That's why I'm being, I have to be patient. Even though you are not joining for the first time, I will still be patient. I will still be patient. But you have to get value for your money. So let's look at it now. So, but we should do it appropriately. If you are demanding value for your money, it's not asking, there are some questions you don't quite somehow annoying sometimes. Now, what's the expected return on investment A? They have given us in the question, right? What's the expected return? The expected return is 7%. So 7 times, what is the weight of investment in A? They have given us to be what? 70%. That is 0.7 plus what? The expected return on investment B is the expected return on investment B is what? 9 times, they have given us the expected return on what? On investment B to be 30%. So if you are not giving, just say 1 minus what? Is 0.7. That will still give you 0.3. So what's the expected return now? This times this, that means, what let me say this time, 7 times 0.7.
7.7.
7.
It's sorry. 7.
1.9.
4.9 plus 9 times 0.3.
2.7.
2.7. So if you add it together, what do you have? That's 17 point what? 7.1.
17.6.
No, wait. What 7 times 0.1? Okay, 4.9. 4.9. 7.6%. So this is the expected return on the portfolio. So if they invest 70% in if they invest 70% in A and 30% in B, what they will get in return is 7.6. Now, what do we want to calculate now? Now, let's calculate the standard deviation for the two asset portfolio now. And when we say standard deviation, we say we are measuring the what? Because standard deviation is used to measure risks. So we want to know the risk of the portfolio. Now, let's now continue. Let me wipe this off now. Can I wipe this off? Yes. By now we should know.
Hold on, sir. Sir, please, is that in 9 times 0.3?
9 times.
No.
Okay, 9 times 0.3. Yes.
Is it 9% or 90%?
It's 9%.
So why is it 9? Is it
it not supposed to be 0.9?
Yes, now it's already in percentage. It's already in percentage. That's why you see that the answer, after getting the answer, what do you put here? 7 point what? 6%.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, no problem. And I've explained the last class that the reason why we're putting 0.7, you can't put 7 because it will mean 100 times 100 because it's expressed in percentage. So it's either you convert 1 to decimal and leave 1 to be. So, but if you do 7 times 7, 9 times 3, you will get 76. So that means it is not in percent because it's more than what 100. That means you need to divide it by what? By 100 again to get this answer. So why are you stressing yourself? You don't have to explain it. Oh yeah, let's continue. Why okay.
Didn't I ask B into 1 minus?
Hold on for each other, please. Hold on. Oh yeah, ma. Hold on, ma. Oh yeah.
Okay. Can I go?
No, just hold on. Oh yeah, madam, speak.
Okay, I said the RB into 1 minus X. I didn't see where. Yeah, I'm following the formula.
You didn't see what?
I said I'm following where is the RB into 1 minus?
So RB is 9. So if you want to follow the formula, I say I did that. If you don't want to do that, 9 times what is 1? 1. That means bracket open 1 minus what is x? X is what? 7. Yes, it's 7. 70. And 70 will be 0.9 is 0.7. So minus 0.7. So 1 minus 0.7 will give you what? 3. 3 times 9 it will still give you the same thing. Just follow it the way you get it. If it's like that, you understand it. What do you put it like that? No problem. Or you can just change the formula. You can just say this is x b.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah. So that's 9 times 0.3. It's still the same thing. This is what we call is SFL. So the way you understand, you just put it like that. You will get your mark. You still get your mark. So let's go to the standard. Let me wipe this now, please. Even this video today self is wrong to I'm doing. So let's calculate the risk now. And we are going to calculate the risk using what? The standard deviation of the portfolio. So the formula is already here. So let's now look at it. So what is the standard deviation for investment A? We have been given the question. Yeah, let's be fast with that. Oh yeah. 2.2. Is it 2. It's not 2.63%. What is the standard deviation of investment A? 2.19. 2.19 raised to power 2 times the weight of investment A. What's the weight of investment A? That's 0.7 raised to power 2 plus the standard deviation of B. What's the standard deviation of B? 4.1 raised to power 2 times what? The standard deviation of the weight of B. You know the weight of B can be XB or 1 minus what? The weight of A. It's still the same thing. What's that? 30. That's 0.3. raised to the power 2. If you bracket it, write 1 minus 0.7, it will still give you what? 0.3. So I don't want to please. So we are clear with that question now. So let's move here now. Plus what? 2 times, let's bracket the 2 so that times what? The weight of A, which is 0.7, times the weight of B, times, what is this? This PAB. I told us that it is correlation coefficient, and that they have given us the correlation coefficient to be what? To be plus 1. Plus what? Plus 1. Are we together now? Yeah. Or let me just, what do you say? So let me just open bracket for it instead of writing times. So plus 1. Now, that is what we are really looking at now. The standard deviation of A is 2 point. Yes, ma'am. Times the standard deviation of B, 4.1. So let's multiply together now. What do you have? So if you multiply this, so if I'm you now, I just say 1 point, open bracket, 1.19 raised to power 2 times point. It will give you what? So do this, and do all this together. You get what I'm saying? 1.19 raised to power 2. Not 1. Which one? 2.19. 2.19, yes. Okay, that's what I'm maybe it's because of the food I'm eating as digested. 4.7. So this one is what? 4.7961. 4.7961. 0.7 to 2 decimal points to 1.7 what?
No,
1.8.
4.80.
4 point what? 80.
4.8
plus this.
No, times.
Have you gotten this?
0.7 then.
That's 0.7. Not the other one.
No, don't do it together. Don't. You have calculator with you. Don't be doing one. Is there 2.19 raised to power 2 times 0.7? What do you have? You can even 2.35. 1.1 raised to power 2 times 0.3 raised to power 2 will give you what? What do you call it? 16. 16K. Please, can you give me calculator? Which one is minus? There's no minus here now. 4.1 raised to power 2 times open bracket is 0.3 raised to power 2. This is what I'm saying now. 1.51. 1.51. So 2 times 0.7 times 0.3 times 1 times
2 times 0.7 times 0.3 times 1 times 2
times 4.1 3.77. So add it together. What do you have?
2.35 plus 1.51 plus 3.77. 7.6.
7.63. And that's what you have in your material. if I'm you now, I can press this in the whole, I can get the 7.3.
Yes.
Yes, now
Yes.
you get all the
Press everything.
so square root of 7.3.
2.8.
2.8.
2.7.
2.76. 2.76.
Anyone, if it's that 2.7, anyhow,
No,
if it's 2.
you want to, if like what she's saying, if you want to round it up, that would be 2.8.
No,
I have a question.
That's a question.
what's the question, sir?